Annyeonghaseyo. I am very happy to welcome you to a very special episode in our class about 3D media theory. And we saw many different things, but today is maybe the most important part in this class because we're going to talk about the future. We saw hologram movies as a new type of vision, and next to me is standing the man who is maybe the most advanced in the world in making holograms and also making holographic movies. So I'm very proud and honored that I have in my class Philippe Gentet, who is from France and working in Korea in making absolutely amazing full-color holograms, and he is also a filmmaker. So today I have asked Philippe to explain how he came to make holograms, and then we will have a look at maybe the cinema of the future. We will have a look at the future of holographic movies. So Philippe, I'm very happy you are here in my class.
Thank you, Alaric.
My students are probably very, very happy to have you here. And I would be curious, why did you choose to make holograms? How did this happen?
So you say hologram are the future, but it's already the present because hologram exists now since 30 years. Color holograms exist since 10 years. And digital holograms exist since last year. The last generation of digital holograms. And yes, this is the future.
And how did you start to make holograms?
How I start because I was fascinated by this kind of images, and after I finished my studies, I decided to join my brother, who already opened one laboratory about holograms, and start with him to develop new technology about holography, because until the end of the 20th century, holograms were greenish, were monochromatic, green, red, but no color holograms. And it's why we decided with my brother to develop first the color holograms, and analog first, and after digital holograms.
So behind you are many different holograms. Is there something special or a sort of evolution in your work, what you are doing?
So can I show you some holograms?
Yes, you can show. I follow you.
So here we have some analog holograms. This one is analog holograms of a box of butterflies. Here you have a cross with some jewels, and when you move left and right, the color stay very stable, and of course you have all the colors, the textures, and everything exactly like the real holograms, like the real object.
And towards the right behind you, what is the difference?
And here we have another kind of holograms. This one is a digital holograms. So this one was recorded from a real object, and this one is recorded from a database with some. So first the image is reconstructed in 3D, and after is print elementary hologram by elementary hologram to reconstruct the image.
Cool.
So this is a large generation of hologram.
And these holograms are all fixed, no?
Yes, of course. All these holograms represent only one image, and this image is recorded forever. This image cannot change, and it's a fixed image. And if color holography offers now the opportunity to record very realistic images of objects, it's perhaps too realistic for the people, and there is not so much interest, in fact, for the public, and most of the people prefer to see a greenish hologram look like a ghost, and prefer this kind of image than to look a very ultra-realistic holographic image.
What do you personally prefer? What is your preference? What is your...
My preference is ultra-realistic images. It was my goal. It was my goal to record this kind of image. So, of course, I prefer this kind of images. But perhaps it's too much for the people.
Can you explain one time a little bit slow, what is the challenge in making an ultra-realistic hologram? Why did you were so fascinated about making this?
Of course, every holograms, I think, are fascinated. And when I record some holograms with monochromatic holograms with some students, and they have only a very weak image and only one color, they are already very happy. In fact, holograms is magic. Any kind of holograms are magic. But, of course, when you start to record hologram, you want to improve what you do, and you want to... It was exactly the same for photography. First, black and white photography, and after analog color holography, and every laboratory tried to improve the quality of the image of the photo, and now with the digital photography they increase also the number of pixels and everything to get the most realistic image possible and increase the resolution, the number of colors, always to be more and more and more realistic. But to do what? After, it's a choice of the people, and today some people continue to want to record photography black and white. It's not because they can record the most realistic color pictures that the black and white photography disappear. So it's just a new tool, and with tool people can imagine to create something new.
You told me that you are also a fan of animation, of cartoon and of animation movies. How could you mix your passion for animation together with hologram?
Yes, of course. It was a big challenge to find a way to mix these very ultra-realistic 3D images with to find a way to animate these images, because until now, except in some movie like Star Wars or every Minority Report or Avengers, where you can see holograms, of course it's not holograms, it's just virtual effect created by computer. It's like in Jurassic Park, there is no dinosaur, and in Star Wars there are no holograms. It's just created with some computer or some special effect. So the big challenge was to find a way to create a real holographic movie. And my solution was to start from the beginning. So before movie there is some optical toys created in the 19th century in the Victorian area, most in England, some in France also, who try to find a way to animate some images, and this kind of optical toy was called zoetrope or tomatrope. And so my idea, because before to make a long movie, was to try to create the first short animation with hologram, was to use this kind of technique from the 19th century and to mix with the most advanced of the 21st century all together to create the first animated holographic movie.
Good. This is a very special moment because You are not only a holographic expert, you're also a filmmaker. And I would like that you explain to us how you came from the still hologram to making animated holograms.
So, to create animated hologram, it's not possible to use the traditional technique used now with the cinema. So, to create holographic movie, I need to create my own device able to play my movie. So, to create this device, my idea was to use optical toys created in the 20th century, like the zoetrope. So here you have an example of zoetrope, not exactly a zoetrope, but something similar. So you have different images, and when the cylinder is rotating fast, it's possible to see all the image one after one to recreate the animation. So the idea used to create this holographic movie was to create a holographic zoetrope, and so to mix the 20th century optical toys with the last generation of holographic images. So this is the phantotrope. I call it the phantotrope. Phantotrope means trope means turning, and phanta means ghost. So in fact, it is a turning ghost. And with this phantotrope, it's possible to create a short animation movie of 1 second.
So how did you choose this animation, and how did you get the idea to make this animation for this new phantotrope?
So my idea was to create an original animation. So first, to create a new character. I didn't want to use a well-known character. My idea was to create my own, and so I have created this character. I call him Angry Boy. In fact, in the beginning he has no name, but when the people saw my movie, they say, "Oh, your guy looks very angry." So it's why, in fact, the movie gives the title of the movie. So now it's called Angry Boy, and so I have created this model, and after, of course, I need to find a story. Short story, because I have only 1 second. It's why, in fact, it's a cycling movement, and so the boy makes this kind of movement, like a little bit like Hulk when he's very angry.
Okay. Good. So, in order to make this hologram, this is actually not an animation in 2D, but you have the little object behind you on this. How did you make this object? How did you make a hologram with this object? So you printed this, or?
Okay. In fact, this animation, it's very close to stop motion animation, like in Wallace and Gromit. Je recommence avec le.
Yes, and take the little thing behind you again. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, in fact, this animation is very close to stop motion animation movie, like in Wallace and Gromit. And like to record these different images from my movie, I need a character and I need real model. I need a concrete model to record. And of course, my idea to create this model was to use a computer and a 3D printer to print my model. And like I have only 12 different positions of the models, it was not necessary for me to have a model I can move. I just print 12 different positions of the models with a 3D printer and pen by hand, create the background and record the images one after one.
Okay. And from the setup we have here now, we see there is a lamp, there is the rotation. Can you quickly explain how the zoetrope works? We have another movie where we see it running, but since you are here, maybe you can just...
I will explain a little bit how the phantotrope works, not the zoetrope,
yes.
Because this is a phantotrope. It's a little bit different from the traditional zoetrope because, of course, it's holograms, but also this device uses a strobe light. Mm-hmm. And there is a cylinder, and this cylinder has 12 different images, and this cylinder can rotate with the motor, and we have a... Ça marche pas. And you can see that when the cylinder rotates very fast, it's not possible to see any animation. And to have this animation, we need to synchronize the rotation with a strobe light to show one image after one image.
Okay. Good. And for making these holograms, actually you need to produce these holograms on the hologram table. I think our students don't know what this looks like. Do you think you could show us what a hologram table looks like?
Of course, we will show to your student how it's possible to record this kind of hologram.
Okay, thank you.
On peut rajouter quelque chose?
So here we are together with Philippe Gentet in the very special hologram lab, and Philippe is going to show how the setup actually works to make an analog hologram. Philippe, please explain to my students how this fantastic hologram table works.
To record holograms, we need laser light. And to record color holograms, we need 3 lasers, 1 red, 1 green, and 1 blue.
Can you show us where these lasers are?
The laser, so here we have a red laser, 1 green, and 1 blue laser.
Mm-hmm. Can I turn off the lights?
Yes,
turn
off.
This? Okay. Okay.
So can you...
I can see here the object of Angry Boy, yes. And
so this is Angry Boy illuminated by the red laser.
Mm-hmm.
With the green laser, with the green and the red together, and we have already a color hologram. And to get a full color hologram, we need to add the blue color, and at this moment we have all the colors. So this is the scene, in fact, of my movie. Everything inside this cube is recorded. So I have the background, my character, and to record the hologram I use holographic plate just front of the scene, and to record hologram I need to illuminate this plate with the laser, of course in the dark. And after recording I remove the holographic plate, and I can remove the character, put the next one, like in a stop motion animation movie, and record the next frame on a second holographic plate. It means if I want to record 24 frames, I need to record 24 holograms.
How long did it take you to make the movie Angry Boy?
Oh, good question. To record the first, to record just the hologram for Angry Boy, I need, when I was recording the first movie, it took me 1 week to record only 12 images.
Why does it take so long?
Because, in fact, when you record holograms, objects have to be very stable. If there is something moving inside in that object, moving from some nanometers, there is no images. So it's why it's necessary in the analog technique to wait several hours or sometimes 1 day before to be able to record a new object. So it's why it was so long, because the recording time for one image is very short, only 10 seconds, but I need to wait half day after I remove the object from the box and put another object before to be able to record the next frame.
What we have seen now is the analog holography used for your animation. Can you explain how this is different to what you're working on now?
So yes, the first movie was realized with analog technique. It means every holograms were recorded from a real object. So, like for Wallace and Gromit, with this kind of technique, we need to have all the background, all the character, and record one image after one image. But now, with the last generation of digital hologram, it's possible to go faster. For this first movie, first I have created the 3D model with the computer. After I print the 3D model, paint, record the image. But with the digital hologram, it's possible to print directly the hologram with a special printer from the 3D model in the computer. And here you have the same hologram, the same character, Angry Boy, for the second movie, Angry Boy 2. And in this image, there is no object. The model was created directly on the computer and print with a special printer, and I can show you this printer.
Okay, we are very lucky now because Philippe has invited us to see one of the latest technology, and this is really a very, very special moment. I'm really very thankful I can have this in my class. Thank you, Philippe.
You are welcome, Alaric. So I will show you the last generation of digital hologram called Chimera, and it's something that very few people already see. So it's something very new, and you are very lucky today to be able to see that. In fact, today, digital photography and digital movie have replaced analog and photography and analog movie most of the time. And in the same way, digital holography will replace analog holograms. Why? Because with digital holograms is more simple to record image and to get something impossible to get with analog technique. So in front of me there is the control center of the machine, and it's really the first time that someone make a cam about this device, and so with this center I can control the print, and now I will start the print for you. So you can hear the machine now. I will open it. Okay, I will open it for you. And here you can see the three lasers, one red, one green, one blue, and a very complicated mechanism. And the difference with the analog holography, it's here we record the hologram element after element. In fact, the hologram is divided in a very small square of 250 micron by 250 micron, and these small holograms are called ogle, and we record each ogle one after one, but very fast because the speed is 25 Hertz.
How much time did it take to make the old hologram and the new hologram with the digital?
With the analog technique, like I explained you previously, we need around 10 seconds to record one image. But we have to wait several hours to record a different image. If we want to record the same hologram, we can record very fast the same hologram, but if we change the model, we need to wait. With the printer, the printing time is longer. We need around 1 hour to print one image. But the difference is the printer can print, for example, for the phantotrope, the 12 images in the same time. It means after 12 hours, I have my 12 holograms. This machine offers a big progress compared to the previous technology. Progress because we can get the image faster, but we can also get different kind of images, and we can also combine some special effect. I will show you some special hologram to conclude this cam, and you will see what it's possible to do with the digital hologram.
So what is the special thing and the future possibility of digital holography?
In fact, with digital holograms, you can print the same model at different size. You are not limited, and you can also combine different images. And in fact, every modern computer-generated images by some artist with computer can be printed with this printer. Of course, compared to before it was not possible to get this kind of image. It was possible to get hologram only. We need to have a real model. We have to have a real object. Now, everything you can imagine can be printed and become a true 3D image, holographic. Digital holograms offer new opportunity for artists to create something incredible, like to mix in the same image different channels. For example, this hologram has 3 different channels, and you can see in the same image one red, one green, and one blue clown. And when you move left and right, you have the 3 different channels. And in some position, you can have half of the image with one object and half with another object.
Okay, we have the 3 different. This is the blue one. Then we have the other one, and here is the 3rd one.
And in this image, we have a color hologram and also a black and white hologram. And this is also something very new.
This is the color, black and white.
Black and white hologram and full color hologram combined in the same image.
Okay.
So, if you want to create a holographic, black and white holographic movie, it's also possible.
Okay. Philippe, thank you very much for this fantastic introduction to holography. You saw from the beginning how it is complicated and takes a lot of time to make also the analog hologram, and you saw how Philippe changed from the still image using the new phantotrope that he invented to make animated movies with real holograms, and finally also the digital holograms, and you are absolutely one of the first to see inside this machine. Thank you so much, Philippe. It is really a very big honor, and I hope you will make very soon new movies and invite us to let us know how we are doing.
Thank you very much, Alaric. And yes, it's just the beginning, and I have a lot of idea to make this technique progress in the future, and perhaps you will be able also to create your own holographic movie very soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.